Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever you might be watching this, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to talk about the December 9th patch, which came out yesterday. I'm recording this on the 10th. And there seems to be a bit of confusion around the wording of the Radiant Forge weapon skills and buffs, or people seem to be complaining that we've got nerfs to the weapons, but it's actually, the weapons have actually been buffed as it stands. So if we look at, where is it? Here, not this one just now. The internet. We need this one. So if we look at it, what it actually says: fixed an issue that caused Luminary weapons to use the incorrect weapon strength in PvE in World v World. So whatever it was wrong, they then fixed it, okay? And when they fixed it, this resulted in a damage increase of about 64% to all skills in Forge. So they fixed it. Everything went up by 64%. They then went, oh dear, that's a big increase, we should probably tone it down. So that's why the result was they then reduced the power coefficients. And when you look at it, you're looking at, what is it, nearly 20%? Yeah. So they reduced this one by 20%, so it went from 1.25 to 1.05, and they did the same kind of here. So 2. Oh, and that's PvE only, so it doesn't really matter. So they've kind of went from, right, where's the old calculator? Yeah, 0.91 minus 0.75, which is a 0.16% decrease. So if you take a 16% off of 64%, so 64 minus 16 equals 48%. It still seems high, but anyway, someone did some math in the forums and came up with this. How accurate it is, I have no idea, but this is right. So there's no glaring burst issues, nothing got changed, so it's still up 64%. The Dazzling Hammer, which is this one here, which I thought was the 16% taken off, but yeah, he's done some math, and it's still up by 35%. The Enhanced Hit, I assume this means, is still up by 89%. The Shining Spin, so it was 20% off, 20% reduction in power, but that 20% reduction still gives you plus 37.8% increase, and so on and so forth. All these are still up because they never got affected. So essentially your hammer skills is doing 35% more damage, and your where's the lucent thrust, like the sword ones, they're all 64% extra damage, because it's only in PvE that they get the power coefficient reduced. So it's just your hammer skills. I know that it looks like it's a nerf, but people just read the start wrong. So they're actually reducing the power from that extra 64% that they already gave you as a fix to whatever it is they fixed. So they're reducing the power coefficients from the extra 64%. So yeah, it's a net buff, which is, trust me, you can tell the difference. Like, the damage is doing crazy damage. Dazzling Hammer 20k, Lucent Thrust 10k, Shining Spin, like, you can physically see that it has increased some damage. which I'm happy about. But I get a feeling that it's gonna be nerfed in January, because when I was in World v World last night, I hit a ritualist for a combined amount of damage of 10k with just, so the gleam and then the lucid thrust together was almost 10k, and then I did another 9.5 using the two hammer skills on them.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so wait, what is going on? It's very unusual. Unusual meme. The world versus world exclusive there, guys.
So I think it might be getting nerfed. But yeah, as it stands, the forged weapons have been buffed. Even though it says they've been nerfed, it's still a net buff. Where's the Radiant Justice area, I think. Obviously you can't see it, but this only applies to the empowered version of they don't really say it, but it only applies to the empowered version. If you do Dazzling Hammer just like that, it won't show up as an AoE. But if you hit F1 and then do your Dazzling Hammer, obviously you still can't see it, but they see a big red ring charging up, and then it pops. But it only applies, because I tested this with a friend last night, it only applies to the empowered version of the hammer skill. They never made that very clear on the thing. It just said now has a warning area, and then when I went to test it to do this to my friend was like, nope, can't see anything. So it only applies to the empowered. If you pop your F1 and then do the hammer skills, that's when the big circle appears on the enemy's screen. So they could have worded that better, but hey ho. Everything else is just a nerf, but this illuminating inspiration, it could have been worse. I mean, all that does is gives you an extra 4 seconds of a delay before this charges again. That's it. So I mean, we can maybe test that right now. Where's my group build? Group. So we pop F3, then we go 5, 4, 3, 2. So yeah, it's not too bad. And you're running it with Tenacious Defense anyway, so and Tenacious Defense hasn't been changed, so there's, yeah, you can still get hit. And yeah, there's no internal cooldown in Tenacious Defense, so if you're running that and it just goes block 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 block, you that still comes back anyway. So yeah, the change to Illuminating isn't that big a deal. You're just losing. The cooldown is just increased by 4 seconds, which can easily be mitigated by Tenacious Defense still anyway. So it's not a big deal. And the heal skill, that kinda was OP, to be fair, to be giving out 7.8k healing to friends. So yeah, it's good that they've cut that in half. For it's kind of impressive. But other than that, we got off pretty light. It's pretty good. It was just PvE changes really. As I say, the PvP and the World v World stuff got away with it. It was just this right here. That's about it. So yeah, I hope this helped. Kind of help people understand what the wording of that post was all about. I found it kind of strange, but there you go. Happy buff day, everybody. Hey, catch you later.